are free, finally. A campaign that's been running with the Cuba Solidarity Campaign, and those of us that have been campaigning for their rights for many years are absolutely delighted to welcome them, and Her Excellency, the Ambassador as well. I won't say any more because I'm not the one you've come to hear from today, but I'm just going to hand over very briefly to Baroness Smith.
Thanks, Kat. Angela Smith, as you know me. I always think campaigns and politics are a mixture of head and heart. And this was a campaign that we knew intellectually was wrong. We looked at the trial, we looked at the cases, and this is wrong. Across the world, people said it was wrong. We had Amnesty International saying the trials were flawed, and we got behind that. But as Tony knows, this was also about our hearts. And we were with you all the way. The letters we wrote, the meetings we had, and Gloria Hooper, my colleague in the House of Lords, Gloria and I are on different sides. Gloria's Conservative, I'm Labour, and yet we worked tirelessly together with this. But it seems it's one of those issues that's dominated my political life, because I was in the House of Commons from 1997, so from then, from 1998 when you were arrested, through, and then my time in the House of Lords when I handed over the chair of the all-party group to Kat. And these are difficult times for everybody politically. You know, you could have a new Tory Prime Minister in Downing Street by the end of the week, and that's not progress. But there's little things in life that just lift your heart. There's little things that lift your heart. And for me, it was seeing René and Gerardo today leading the diplomatic gallery of the House of Lords. It was lovely to see you there. And it just shows you when you campaign, when you stick together, when you fight, you can make a difference. So, you know, we admire you greatly. We are overwhelmed to have you and Adriana and Olga here as well. I think I've met you all over the years. I met Antonio's mother and his sister. And those are meetings you never forget. But the meeting we wanted was with the five. And today they're here. Thank you. Sorry, Gerardo.
Ready.
Well, there are so many things that I would like to say right now, but I try to be brief. We all know how politics works everywhere in this world. And we all know how politicians in many places, before getting involved in any cause, they calculated how many votes I can get or can lose. Therefore, our families knock on many doors in different countries that are never open for ourselves, because you can imagine how unpopular was a case of 5 Cuban spies that were infiltrated in the United States. Many politicians said, oh no, I could not get involved in something like this, it's not good for me. And then when you find somebody that is an elected member of a parliament and is able to recognize a just cause, and is able to say, wait a minute, this is not a politics, this is a humanitarian case, and I'm going to join this cause. We have to admire that. Oh, I think we have to make an introduction here.
Carry on.
Thank you for being here. When you meet somebody that recognizes a just cause and decided to join no matter what, you couldn't help but admire that position. We are talking here about 16 years in prison. Many of you remember the time when our wives, two of which are now present here, Adriana and Olga, and then Olguita's, Irmita, René's daughter, they were here many times. And I'm sure that you remember, for example, a friend was reminding me now, telling me of the time that he listened to my wife to say, with tears in her eyes, the sad part for me every day is when I wake up in the morning and I see my table empty, no children on it, and without my wife, my husband. And that is not politics. That is a human problem. That's why we admire so much the position that you took. That's why, no matter where we are, no matter how much time it's gonna pass from now on, we always gonna be grateful for your support. I had 2 life sentences, lost 15 years. I was supposed to be right now sitting in the maximum security prison. And I was mentioning the other day, people ask me, aren't you sad? Aren't you mad for the time they rob you of your life? And I said, no, I look at it the other way. I'm robbing them time right now while I'm here. I'm robbing them time from the 2 life sentences that I have to serve according to their plans. And the reason I'm able to do that is because of you, because of the support of all of you. Just a few months ago, I was sitting in a small room in a high security prison with a little table between me and this good friend, there, Tony Woody. And there was no hope at the moment. We had begun to suspect that something was going on, but that was our last visit. In many other visits, there was no hope. Only the encouragement that I received when he explained to me everything that was going on in Britain and all the solidarity movement that I have to say, and I say everywhere I go, the best organized solidarity movement, the stronger one, was here in Britain. The first letter that we received from another country was from here, from Britain. And I remember I have even mentioned in many times while I was in prison how encouraged we were when we found out, for example, that a couple of old friends from here in the US, a couple of our old friends used to sell flowers to collect funds to donate it to the campaign. Because that's something else we need to mention. We're not talking about rich people here that say, why you need $10,000, you get it. No, we're talking about people that have their own struggles every day living in this society, and they are able to get to donate whatever they can and to help with their time and with the resources or whatever, with a lot of sacrifices. And that's why we really appreciate your help and we really appreciate your support. There was many struggles that needed to be, many battles that needed to be won in order for us to be here right now. And I'm not gonna talk about the visas because probably René gonna mention he was the first victim of that when he wanted to be here with you a couple of years ago, and it was not able. I'm gonna just say that every single day when I look at the eyes of my little girl, I thank you all for that miracle. Thank you.
René?
Well, this is a place we always wanted to be on because we needed to come here and to say to you thank you. And it's not that you find a place like this where you owe so much to the people there who are there, but in this place we had to come and say it. Some countries develop a strong movement for freedom. We can talk about Venezuela, whose President Chavez was the first one who spoke about the case in the United Nations. We can speak about Ecuador, whose president was together with their families. We can speak about Bolivia, South Africa. But among those countries, this country it stands out for the struggle his people undertook to get us free. And it makes me think that sometimes it just takes for people to know each other a little bit to realize how much we have in common. Because before this story developed, it would have crossed my mind that England was going to be so strong behind us. Well, you know, the Anglo-Saxons, like our neighbors here, who are always over us, they came here and took Havana once and then left and changed it by Florida. They sent some parents to Cuba, well, and they are so far away. And all of a sudden, when this case becomes public and Fidel talks about the case, the first letter we get is from England. Wow. A priest, Father Bottoms. And from there on, all that we received here was an increasing amount of support. And our families started to come here and we received, like families, we could see in the eyes of some people here, tears of joy, of suffering together with us. Some of the people here, they embrace us and we feel the vibrations, which is not only about, let's go for a fight, no, you feel their hearts pumping for us. And then you realize how much in common we have, no matter what, no matter you took Havana or not, whatever, but we have so much in common that it only takes a little contact between good human beings to start working together for some good cause. And that's what happened in this case. Sometimes in jail, I would think, wow, what good did we do that so many good people is joining this campaign? And you might find an answer or not, but for me the most important thing is that just the fact that having put so many good people together justifies our sacrifice. And if a cause can be measured by how many good people join it, this is one of those causes that when you look at it from now, you say, well, you know, if every sacrifice was worth it, every pain was worth it, because knowing so many people like you is worth everything. So for that, we are very grateful. There is no way our words can express it. I believe that we have done so many things together that we don't have to speak too much. What I know is that after we started to meet you, our view of the world changed, and our view of humanity changed. And we realized that there is hope for humanity. There is hope for a better world. Because as long as we have people like you who care about somebody on a jail in the United States so far away from a tiny island, which is Cuba, I believe that the world can be made a better place. So thank you very much for the lessons that you gave to us and for all the love that we receive from you. Thank you.
Well done.